Welcome to the podcast. I'm Wolf Keithawk, and today we will be debriefing the Belgian Grand Prix.
Yeah, so I know we don't do a lot of Formula One content, but it is something we really like. We got up really early this morning to watch it. It was really good.
Really entertaining race.
Yeah, so we thought might as well just do a quick podcast episode debriefing it. It was a very entertaining. Okay, slow started race, finished strong. It was really good.
Yeah, I agree. So, what we're going to do basically for this video is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say everyone's finishing places.
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll kind of go into like where people qualified or who like gained certain places or who dropped.
Talk about just some interesting drivers, some interesting things during the race.
And like that'll basically be this video. So do you want to start it out?
Yeah. All right. So I'll go with the 20th to 10th spot, and then you can make the top 10. So in 20th place was Isaac Hadjar, missing out on first by a whole lap. He got lapped. He had a very, very bad race. We'll talk more about that later. In 19th, Franco Colapinto. In 18th, Carlos Sainz. In 17th, Fernando Alonso. In 16th, Kimi Antonelli. In 15th, Esteban Ocon. In 14th, Lance Stroll. In 13th, Yuki Tsunoda. In 12th, Nico Hulkenberg. In 11th, Ollie Behrman. And in 10th, Pierre Gasly.
Honestly, that's kind of who you expect in the bottom of the grid. Some people who you...
I sometimes expect Carlos Sainz or Kimi Antonelli to do a bit better, but for a bottom, that's not
I
fair.
also expected either character to like...
Yeah, do better considering where he was.
Yeah. And like Yuki though was in that area and other racers. So then in 9th, it was Gabriel Bortoleto. In 8th, Liam Lawson, who kind of...
I'm gonna say, me and him we were hate watching Liam Lawson and Lance Stroll. We kept seeing they're going out of the corner. Oh please slip out, or fall back, because I really don't like Lance Stroll, and you have a thing for Liam Lawson that you just really don't like him.
I kind of despise them, cause like I don't know. And then in 6th, Alexander Albon also kind of
You
shocked
skipped
me.
7th, I think.
Oh yeah, skipped 7th was I think the driver of the day.
Yes.
Lewis Hamilton.
By far driver of the day.
You heard me say 6th, Alexander Albon. Shocked me for like how he got there.
Yeah, but
5th was George Russell. 4th was Max Verstappen. 3rd was Charles Leclerc. 2nd was Lando Norris, and 1st was Oscar Piastri.
what a surprise. Oscar Piastri winning again. Okay, so now just talking about the race. So it started off, they did the formation lap, and there was too much rain, so they took like a 50-minute delay.
Yeah,
and then
like vision problems.
Yeah, there was too much rain, so they couldn't see. And then it was 3 laps of the safety car to start. And then the second it started, Oscar Piastri came out of the gates firing. It was a rolling start. So they were just driving out of the safety car, and then they started and just went. They didn't stop and line up on the grid.
Lando Norris could not hold them off
Yes.
for more than a couple of seconds.
Oscar Piastri immediately found a slipstream and passed him, and he never looked back. He was in the lead the rest of the race. Except for when he went to the pits, Lando Norris took it, but then Lando Norris went to the pits and lost his place. Really good race.
Yeah. It was an amazing battle at around the 15th lap, I think.
Yeah.
Between Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen.
Yeah, almost the whole time Charles Leclerc in 3rd played amazing defense to Max Verstappen. That is where they both started on the grid, was 3rd and 4th for Leclerc and Verstappen respectively. Leclerc's defense was immaculate. And it's not even that he was doing anything that impressive. He just, to keep up with the pace in this 2025 Ferrari car, keeping the pace up with in front of and boxing out Max Verstappen is a really impressive feat, so that's really nice.
Also, at one point, the closest Max got, they were right side by side, and Charles Leclerc decided no.
Yeah, and he just kind of hooked it and got by him. So that was really good.
As Hawks famously said during that race, get that tractor going.
So here's something I'll say. I'm a Ferrari fan. I don't know about you.
I'm a Ferrari fan.
We are Ferrari fans. It's kind of sad, but anyway, so I was making fun of him because I was saying get the tractor moving because it's not been a great year for Ferrari. But you know what? This was Lewis Hamilton's best race by far. 7th doesn't sound great, but
he got points. He got 6 points. So.
He started in 17th and almost immediately was making an impact. I thought he was going to get up to like 12th, 11th. He just kept going, got up to 7th, and then unfortunately, I think he should have done 2 pit stops instead of just the one the whole race. Because doing one, the reason he was able to jump is he was the first person to do a pit stop.
Yeah.
So when everyone else did, he jumped a bunch of them. But I feel like he should have done sorry, my mic is a little bit off. I'm trying to get it fixed, so I'm kind of talking weirdly. But anyway, because he was the first to pit, he didn't have tires enough to catch Albon, so he was just battling behind him for like the last 20 laps of the race. But I think he should have pitted in like lap 25.
Honestly, I feel like Albon had a good race.
Yeah, he did.
When you have Lewis Hamilton hawking you down for like 25% of the race.
Yeah, that is, and you hold him off that whole time as well. Yeah. And so biggest disappointment of the day was Isaac Hadjar because he started in 8th.
And then went to 20th.
Oh, my bad. Lewis Hamilton started in 18th and went to 7th. Wow. What a race that was. And then, so...
Albon did get passed by George Russell. That was his only time falling.
Yeah, Albon started in 5th, which was a great qualifying for him. Another disappointment, Yuki Tsunoda starting in 7th. It looked like he was finally going to have a good race for Red Bull. And he fell to 13th.
Ocon did not have an impressive race.
Yeah, Ocon went from 10th
like
to
12th or something, like 10th maybe.
He went from 11th to 15th. So that's not horrible.
But yeah.
It's not great. Oh, a weird record Ollie Behrman tied like second place for is most consecutive finishes in the exact same spot that is not first place. Weirdest stat I've ever heard of.
Well, that means he's consistent.
Yes. He has got 11th 4 races in a row, and that's tied like second or third for a record of getting the most consistent places.
Fernando Alonso, he qualified 20th.
Well, okay, so here's one thing I'll say. Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton, Kimi Antonelli, and Fernando Alonso, they didn't actually qualify bottom 4.
Because they changed their engine.
Yeah, they did repairs in between races, which bumps you down to the bottom of the grid, and you have to start in the pit lanes. But they all did have bad qualifyings regardless.
Yeah. And then Fernando Alonso finished in the 15th, 13th rank, I believe.
Yeah, he finished 17th, so he went up 3 spots, which isn't bad.
At one point he was way up there.
As much as I don't like Lance Stroll, he didn't have a bad drive. He was in it the whole time. He's known for being good in some rainy conditions. So that's kind of good for. I mean, I don't like him, but that was a good race, and he deserves his respect.
Yeah, Bortoleto and Nico Hulkenberg, they were beside each other the whole race, and then
Hulkenberg, was told to let Bortoleto pass so that Bortoleto could try to get past Lawson, but he never did.
Because in the radio call, Bortoleto said Hulkenberg needs to pass him, or I'll be stuck back here forever.
Yeah, and so he let Bortoleto through, but then he ended up not doing very much. But he squeaked into the points he got 9th, just ahead of Pierre Gasly. So more points for Sauber. So it looks like Piastri and Norris are going to duel it out the whole time for the Drivers' Championship.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win?
For sure, one of those two.
Well, which one of them?
I feel Piastri's in the lead right now.
Yeah. I feel like
Piastri's up by 16, but if Norris wins the next race, he will take the lead.
Yeah, it's really close, but I kind of... Okay, so I've been watching this F1 season. This is the first time I've really started watching F1. I knew, I've seen things before, but, really getting up, because where we are in the world, it's very early. We have to get up at, 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Just for it to be delayed for an hour, which was kind of annoying. But anyways, the Drivers' Championship standings right now, we got Piastri in 1, Norris in 2, and then it's a huge drop-off down to 3rd to Max Verstappen, and then in 4th, George Russell, 5th, Leclerc, 6th, Hamilton, 7, Antonelli, 8, Albon, 9, Hulkenberg, and 10 is Ocon.
That's good for a rookie, Antonelli.
Yeah, and that's a very good thing. Anyway, so Piastri, Norris, I think Piastri will end up taking it. Verstappen, I don't know if he has a chance of catching up. Yeah. But I think those two will duel it out for sure. But I think especially if Piastri wins the next race, in Hungary next week, I think he will take the drivers' championship.
Also, if you're on this season, must be decided it's gonna be a McLaren versus Red Bull duel the whole year.
Yeah.
Then around after a couple races, it'll be a Ferrari McLaren duel.
Yeah.
And then everyone has come to their senses and realized it's gonna be a McLaren race.
Yes, and by far McLaren have the best cars, like by far.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people watching this. Well, maybe some people. Our typical audience probably doesn't know that much about F1.
Yeah.
But anyways, Max Verstappen of Red Bull Racing has won the last 4 drivers' championships in a row, and people wouldn't have been shocked if he had gone for a 5th. But their car, nobody's car has been able to keep up with the McLarens. They have 6 1-2 finishes where both their guys are in the top 2, and it's just incredible work from the McLarens.
Also, speaking on Max, there's a lot of news he was going to go to Mercedes, but then Toto Wolff, their
The
manager,
manager of the Mercedes team,
decided no, we don't want him.
Yeah, he said Antonelli and Russell will run it back. I don't know if he'll leave, but maybe he
So
will.
that kind of runs the question though: will he leave? Will Max Verstappen leave Red Bull? Keep in mind, he doesn't really have any other options.
Well, he has one thing that could happen that I've been kind of predicting is that because McLaren's drivers are dueling it out, they could easily become big rivalries and rivals, and one of them want to leave McLaren.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that'll happen anytime soon because they would probably want to stay because that's the best car. The Constructors' Championship for teams won by almost 300 points is the McLarens by far. In second is Ferrari, but it's not very close. In third is Mercedes. Fourth is Red Bull. Fifth is Williams.
Yeah.
6 is Sauber. 7 is RB Racing. 8th is Aston Martin. 9th is Haas. 10th is Alpine.
Here's what I will say about Red Bull. I don't know Red Bull, but F1, there's a really big foreign constructors.
Yeah.
The best races are always on the team.
Yeah.
So I always, when I was saying, I'm like, wow, Williams is in 5th, but then you look behind them, who else would it possibly be?
Yeah.
I feel like Sauber is going to take that spot in the upcoming years.
Yeah. Sauber's had a good year. Nico Hulkenberg's been dragging it along. Bortoletto's been doing pretty good.
He's been a pretty consistent racer.
Yeah. Ferrari, despite having not great finishes, their competition's kind of skim because McLaren's dominating so much. But Leclerc keeps getting podiums. He's doing great. I'm really hoping he has a good season. Hamilton's doing good. So it's pretty clear that McLaren's going to win the Constructors. Either Lando or Oscar is going to win the Drivers' Championship. And so, but looking away from that, it's going to be a very entertaining second half of the season. We just passed the halfway point, and I think it should be really good.
An article that I saw is Max might go to Ferrari when inevitably Hamilton retires.
Yeah.
Inevitably, because he's like 40 years old or something.
Hamilton? Yeah, he's getting up there in age.
And also, you can kind of tell he's slowly kind of losing interest in.
Well, you know what? It is kind of his own fault. Ferrari said they had a car that could win him a championship, and he went there, and they haven't had a great car this year, especially compared to last year.
Yeah.
The last 2 years where they had Carlos Sainz and Leclerc just dominating. So
yeah, I feel like that might be why Max kind of a vage going there, because
yeah,
you can kind of tell. I feel like for him, it's about the time that Red Bull actually gets a good set, number 2 racer.
Well, it's not even that the guys who go in the second seat aren't good for Ferrari. It's just kind of cursed. They've had 2 this year. At the start of the year was Liam Lawson. Yeah. He didn't last 2 or 3 races. And then Yuki took over, but he's been at the bottom of the grid all year. This was finally expected to be his breakout race because he got P7 or whatever.
Yeah, he qualified for 7.
And then fell all the way to 13th, and just not a great race. But you know what? I think they're moving in the right. I think he'll stay because they did this fire their manager, Christian Horner,
Yeah.
and brought in a new guy, and I think that was in an effort to make Max stay.
Yeah.
So you never know.
I feel like a race that I can imagine going to Red Bull. Because, like, eventually I feel like the Cad or all other races, like,
Yeah,
wanted
because
be
they-
a better car and go to Red Bull.
One thing is Red Bull Racing owns RB Bulls Racing or whatever.
Yeah.
So they like Lawson and Yuki just switched halfway through the year because they own the rights to them,
Yeah.
or like 3 races in the year. So they could potentially call Isaac Hadjar to their seat next year. I think.
Also, I think it's predicted, like, eventually Ollie Behrman will go to Ferrari. He
Yeah.
already has raced for them, I think,
Yeah.
like 2 years ago, and he was in F2.
Yeah, because
And,
Carlos Sainz got sick or something.
He had to go through, he had, like, that weird, like, stomach surgery or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then they called up Behrman for a race.
And he did good.
He did surprisingly well for an F2 racer in F1.
Yeah.
He had, like a 45-minute qualifying or something, like, practices.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know what it was, but he had, like, a way shorter than everyone else. I'm not sure if the exact numbers do that. But yeah, I feel like Kimi Antonelli, the Cadger, Ollie Behrman, they're like the next faces of F1
Yeah.
after Piastri and Lando Norris.
Yeah, and one thing I realized that I think that's the other thing that's doing really good is the reason McLaren's doing is they have such good strategy.
Yeah.
Especially when it's easy when you have your guys in first and second, but like the way they were timing their pit stops so that they never didn't have a guy in the lead, and they were timing it perfectly. I will say for Ferrari, this was a master class for that by their standards in like.
It was a really good
Picking-
race for Ferrari.
Because that pit strategy with Hamilton was almost perfect. I just feel like they should have pitted when everyone else did on like the 22nd lap, and then he could have came out with fresh tires and got past Albon, and gotten into the top 6, and then maybe even the top 5. But still, pitting early with him, getting him from 17th or 18th to 7th, and then having Leclerc hold third the entire race is very impressive by their standards because they often have sloppy, whatever it's called. Not pits. Sloppy strategy. Sorry, I got distracted. The Blue Jays game's on a big flat screen. They're not winning right now, which kind of sucks.
What I will say about that race, it was obviously a great race.
Yeah.
It was also about McLaren. I feel like eventually, the fact of which, like, their races are always in front,
Yeah.
we could eventually catch up to them.
Oh,
And
yeah.
also, in that race, I think around, like, the 20th lap, on the radio, Oscar Piastri said, they're like, do you want to pit now or bring your tires to the end? He used those same medium tires
Yeah.
for 20 more laps.
Yeah,
He
he
had, like,
said
30
I don't
laps.
know if they can get to the end, and then he just went all the way with them.
They're like, do you want to pit now or to bring them to the end? With him, you're basically gone, but I'll try to get him to the end. And he
Yeah.
just, like, kept going.
One
He's
thing
like-
also, Lando Norris fully could have won that race.
Yeah.
He made 5 crucial mistakes with like turning or going off the track that cost him enough seconds that when you add it up, he could have beat Piastri. Even at the end there on that last lap, because his tires were screwed, Piastri wasn't going very fast, and Lando Norris's wheels locked up around a corner, and
Yeah.
he easily, though, if he hadn't done that, I feel like he could have caught Piastri on the last lap. Although he also lost a lot of time because he had to lap Isaac Hadjar, and he did not get around him smooth enough to catch up. So some mistakes on Norris's part, but you know what? It's not all. You can't win them all, and so very good race for McLaren.
Yeah, great race all around. I feel like the way F1 is these days, though, I love watching F1. It's always like a good time to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's kind of obvious. Do you think Oscar Piastri is the best driver on the grid?
Kind of.
Like, out of actual skill, though, because you keep in mind,
Kind
he's
of.
in the fastest car.
Like it's hard to tell because I
Yeah.
feel like Max Verstappen.
Yeah, if you put Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton in one of those cars.
Oh yeah, I don't know about Hamilton, but yeah, these two
but
cars.
still,
No.
though.
No, but yeah, you're right. You're totally right. Piastri may not be the most skilled driver on there, But when you're in the best car, and he is a good driver.
Yeah,
he's for
no,
sure a great
he's
driver.
one of the best drivers.
But you are,
I've
if
ever
you
seen.
put like Verstappen or Hamilton or Leclerc in that McLaren car, I think they win. They are winning the world championship. Dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's kind of like what Max had the last 4 years. He had the best car, and because of that, well, not just because of that, but that was a huge contributing factor to him winning 4 world championships in a row.
Exactly. And that's why, you could, for other cars, Williams is, honestly, I feel like they're slowly but surely, gaining on those, big 4 cars.
Yeah, they're getting up there, but alright.
Austin Martin, I feel like, will forever have the slowest car of all time.
Yeah, but anyway, so up next for Grand Prix is...
I'm gonna find it's the Dutch
There.
Grand Prix.
No, it's the Hungarian.
I don't come out of it.
It's the Hungarian Grand Prix, and then they take 2 or 3 weeks off for the summer break.
It goes from August 3rd. The actual race is on August 3rd. The Hungarian Grand Prix.
Yeah, so they
the
have
Dutch Grand Prix is on August 31st.
So they take August 4th to August 28th off for vacation summer break. And then they're back with the Dutch Grand Prix, Italian Grand Prix, Azerbaijan Grand Prix, Singapore Grand Prix. And then it's pretty steady to the end of the year where it ends in Abu Dhabi. Iconic. Alright, so thank you all for watching. This is new content for us, but we really like F1 and wanted to talk about it today.
I think there'll be some more videos on F1 on this channel for sure.
Yeah, especially
Debriefing more races, maybe just talking more news in F1.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And we'll see you next time on the Wolf and Hawk Talk.
Yes, and also if you like this video, go watch some of our other ones and please subscribe. We got a lot of NHL content, MLB content, team breakdowns coming out every single day. So we'll see you next time.